Hello, and welcome to MoviePod, a reclaimed cinema podcast. I'm your host, Brian Wishart. To launch off 2026, we are going to be talking about a movie that is absolutely batshit insane. There's no other way to describe this film. We're talking about the Digimon the movie from the year 2000, sort of directed by Mamoru Hosoda and Shigeyasu Yamauchi, but it's not really directed by them, because the movie is just a completely spliced together mess from three previously existing short Digimon films for a Western audience. This is a movie that does not really exist in Japan, so it's a very unique kind of anime. But because it's so strange, its dubbing history, its production history is so bizarre, and how Americanized it is, as well as the absolutely insane ska soundtrack that attaches this movie to, it's gotten fans who have grown up this film to kind of really go back and give it a little bit of a cult following. I'm joined this week by my friend Mike to discuss the film. How are you doing, Mike?
Hi. I'm great. I will say up front, and you can put me on record, the soundtrack for this movie slaps.
The soundtrack's incredible.
It's so early 2000s, late 90s, whatever it is, but there's like, I know we're jumping ahead, but there's like really early in the movie, I can't remember, it's like Funk Soul Brother or something like that.
It just by Flatboy Sin?
Yeah, it comes out of absolutely nowhere for this strange montage, and you're just like, what is happening?
Yeah. And
that's like minutes into it.
Mm-hmm. What's bizarre about this movie, too, is that because they're trying to Americanize Digimon, because basically the whole thing is that the Pokemon has become absolutely huge, and they've released 2 Pokemon movies at this point in time, but there's no Digimon movie out, so like Fox was just like, okay, we have the rights for the Digimon TV show, how the hell can we make some money off this right away? And by doing that, they're trying to just Americanize this whole production, and it's kind of strange, because like they're doing whatever popular music's available right now, and this alternative rock kind of pop punk ska thing is so of like a 3-year span of time. Like that is such like a 1998 to like 2001 thing. Once 9/11 happened, no one's listening to ska anymore.
That's like a really weird time point to bookmark that with, but I don't know that you're wrong in saying it. I will say, I rewatched this and like, okay, no, wait, sorry. First question. How much of Digimon do you actually know? Like, were you a big watcher growing up, or is this like kind of your first real foray into Digimon?
So I watched the Pokemon show a fair amount as a kid, because of course, like I had Pokemon.
So that's clearly not the thing we're talking about.
Pokemon?
Yeah, we're talking about Digimon, my man.
Oh, I know that, but I'm getting into that.
I know the lead-in.
But it's because like Pokemon was always on TV, and Digimon, they're always trying to market it to people who like Pokemon as well. So I occasionally watch the Digimon TV show.
Okay,
I didn't have any like Digimon merchandise or anything. I think I looked up because I knew I played one of the Digimon video games at one point in time at a friend's place, and it being Digimon World for the PlayStation 1.
I don't think I ever actually played any of the video games. I did. I was really into Pokemon, and I was really into Digimon. There is a disappointing amount of this that I remembered before them even introducing it, like names and evolutions and things like that. Also how the evolution tier system works, and then also how, like, not that they introduce it in the movie, but out of nowhere, they're just, like, digivolving these crazy things, and you're like, oh, there's zero exposition or understanding for that whatsoever. I wish the audience knew that. Anyway, so I knew more about it than I realized going into it, which was kind of fun. It's still absolutely bonkers.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because they don't really explain too much how the dynamics work. Like, the first true Digimon segment of this movie has like an origin story for a couple of the characters and how people got involved.
Like that's the first episode of the anime.
So apparently they made it as a prologue for I think it was the OVA that came out first, and then they made the TV show off of it.
Okay, maybe. I'm not really sure.
Yeah. So, like, this one is, this whole movie, so there's 3 main segments of this movie. So it goes, Digimon Adventure, which is the first segment we were just talking about right there. And that's, like, the prelude, prologue, or whatever, to the first season of the TV show. And then the second part is, Digimon Adventure Our War Game, which is another OVA, which basically serves as the season finale for that show. And then the third part is, like, a continuation of the second season of the TV show for like this one's a long title. It was once called because it's 2-part OVA that they slammed this, which is Digimon Adventure 02, Digimon Hurricane Landing, ! Transcendent Evolution, the Golden Digimentals.
Yeah, so that's basically a Kingdom Hearts movie's title, but before Kingdom Hearts even came along.
More numerals in there for sure for that. Yeah, there's even like a card in this. There's like some
365 death by sleep.
Yeah, it's this kind of it's funny because like I honestly like watching this and not really understanding Digimon lore or the dynamics too much, and this movie doing a pretty poor job of explaining them. It kind of feels like you're jumping to the middle of a Kingdom Hearts game of like, what the hell is going on?
That's a good analogy. It really is. I do honestly think sometimes, though, Kingdom Hearts might have been better explained. And that's saying a lot.
Yeah, because...
sorry, you are missing the fourth part of this movie, which is the Angela Anaconda introduction.
Yeah. Yeah, so that part is absolutely insane. Yeah, so like the fact that this movie just has an Angela Anaconda short film attached to the start of it. So like... And, like, it's a pretty lengthy one, too. It's, like, 5 or 6 minutes, I think. Like, for an 88-minute movie, and it takes up a good chunk of the runtime. The reason why they slapped all these Digimon shorts together is because, like, Fox wanted to get a feature film out in theaters. And even, like, the original directors were just like, well, like, the third segment's not related to the first two at all. Like, how are you going to do that? But they said, like, we're going to make it a feature film no matter what. So, like, they seemed like they were really just trying to pad the length as best they could.
Yes, and they forced a narrative amongst the War Games one into the third one, I think, is what the transition there was.
Yeah. Because, like, it was fascinating about this movie, too, which actually, like, I think this movie, I don't really like it, but I think it's more interesting than anything else, and I kind of see why, like, there's no other movie like this, because with anime in general now, like, dubs are actually treated as something like, you actually put effort towards a dub now, and you don't really, like, just kind of cut up your own movie into whatever you want it to be in other markets. Like, that's not a thing you do anymore. Like, when, I don't know, when that Demon Slayer movie came out and, like, made $1 billion at the box office, like, it's the same version that Demon Slayer in Japan as you get in North America. And they weren't trying to really, I didn't see the movie, but, like...
No, me neither.
But just in general, like, they don't really seem to be trying to appeal to American audiences by trying to make it seem more American. Like, you would never get a movie with this kind of soundtrack ever again.
No, God, no. Unless someone from Japan was really into 90s and early 2000s American nostalgia, which it's not impossible, but it's probably unlikely.
But also, like, you wouldn't really... but that would be in the Japanese version, too, right? It wouldn't just be, like, a unique soundtrack for each market.
No, which would somehow make it better. But that was something that they used to do a lot, right? Like, there's that, whether it's true or not, I don't know, but there's a viral or famous story of, who's the guy that made Spirited Away?
Hayao Miyazaki.
Yes, thank you, Hayao Miyazaki. I think it was actually the Spirited Away theatrical release in the States or North America, where he, like, sends along a katana, and it just has the words, no cuts.
Mm-hmm.
It was... Yeah, that was it. Like, he was a huge name, and they wanted to... I think they did it to Princess Mononoke, which I still think was a great movie when I saw it, but he didn't want that. He was like, no. Don't.
So the full story, that's actually even better. So it was in the 80s when they released his second movie, Nausicaa, The Valley of the Wind.
Right.
They tried making a dub for North America, and they turned the movie, which I think is just, the movie's maybe like 2 hours long. They released a movie that was about 40 minutes shorter called Warriors of the Wind in North America. And it's completely butchered. It's hard to track down, but I really want to check it out because, like, apparently they completely changed every character dynamic. The voices are all wrong. Everyone, like, it got a horrible, horrible reception. And, like, people, I think it came out around the time, like, Totoro was coming out in Japan. So, like, Miyazaki was, like, on top of the world, like, but he wasn't breaking out into the West because of this horrible dub of this movie. And so Princess Mononoke was the first one to actually get a release in North America. And Harvey Weinstein and the Weinstein Company got the rights for it.
Gotcha.
And Weinstein wanted to Americanize it a little bit and change things around, like, maybe change some names and make them more Americanized. And then Miyazaki and his people, they send a prop katana to Harvey Weinstein saying no cuts.
Okay. It was Mononoke. Yeah. That's wonderful. And also, we'll boo that dude. Not Miyazaki, the other one.
Yeah. And, like, speaking of guys to boo, Neil Gaiman was the one that did the adaptation. He did the English language translation for adapting it for Western audiences for Princess Mononoke. And that was a pretty big deal because, like, getting an actual author to put effort towards it. It wasn't something like, because anime was in a weird place in the 90s, right? Because like that's when it was really catching on in the West. So, like, you know, people were importing copies of like Neon Genesis Evangelion. Pokemon was appearing. Pokemon and Dragon Ball Z really was like got Pokemon huge in the West.
Yeah, that was like as far as I would know as a born in the early 90s person, that kind of felt like when anime got a foothold in North America. Was maybe they weren't perfect renditions, but like DBZ and Pokemon, you know, exploded. They were huge.
Just in general, like anime in the 90s was like,
or something else.
It was, and like the whole dubbing as a market too, especially with you know, in the 90s where you start getting a few video games that are have voice options in them, so you get like, you know, dubbing's popping in video games as well. So dubbing animation for Western audiences is like becoming a lot more of a more common practice. So there wasn't anything really in place of like proper practices and what you do and what you don't do, and that's how you get things like Digimon the movie, where the fact this movie was changed so much from the original shorts there, that according to Screen Actors Guild, the writers of this film are the guys who like adapted it. Like they, like this is considered a fully original work just because of how many changes they were made and how much it was cut around. Yeah,
well, because it was effectively just like all the U.S. execs were like, we need to do something about Pokemon. What can we do with our, you know, Digimon label? Crack it, baby.
Oh yeah.
And so I Googled two things during this whole movie. One of them was, why does it not make sense? And that one is because we've already discussed it was just smashed together from technically 4 films, if you include whatever Angela Anaconda at the front was, which we need to talk about that. But we'll get to
absolutely.
In a second. and then the second one thing that I Googled was, well, like it was kind of a subsidiary of that, where it's just like it was U.S. execs' reaction to the Pokemon movies being so successful, which you've already said. Like, I don't want to jump too far ahead because we do need to really talk about Angela Anaconda. As soon as it makes it into the Digimon part of the movie, it is immediately apparent that this is attempting to be Pokemon. They then lose it because it's like Digimon and all that stuff, but it's like that first intro for the credits that are rolling for it, and you're like, oh, I see what you're trying to do. Yeah. That's foreshadowing.
Yeah. So,
why was Angela Anaconda on the front, Brian? Why?
So, because Fox put this movie together, and Fox gets its own lineup of TV shows, including the Digimon TV show, they wanted to do something, you know, to fill in some time as well as promote another one of their bits of programming. So, one of the shows that was on Fox TV was the Canadian gem Angela Anaconda.
Like, what in God's name was Angela Anaconda? Like, I mean, I don't understand it. I'm obviously not the target audience anymore.
Yeah. I watched some of it as a kid, so, like...
Okay.
Yeah.
Fun fact, my, for some reason, my, like, incredibly businessman uncle, like, just if you think of business and white men, he's that. He's a nice enough dude. He loved it. He loved Angela Anaconda. I remember going to his house for Christmas once, and he was just, like, watching it. I'm like, what's going on?
That's so funny.
It was so strange.
Like, I remember the theme song of that show so much. I think the art style is, like, pretty interesting.
Oh, it's wildly unique and, like, I want to say creative, but it's quite jarring and odd and, like, in and of itself.
Yeah.
And then to start a Digimon movie, I remember being in the theaters watching this. Like, I think our other friend, Brayden, who's been on this, Brayden and I went, and we both got, like, Digimon cards. I think I either got Infernmon or Diaboromon. I can't remember. I loved both of them. Spoilers. But we went and saw it, and I just remember being so confused for the first 5 minutes, which I think was reasonable, because it's like, you're at a Digimon movie, and Angela Anaconda is playing. Yeah. So confusing.
It's like you're walking to the wrong movie, and, like, the way it opens up first is it shows a Digimon the movie poster to begin with.
Yeah, so you're, like, excited, and
it zooms out to show this Angela Anaconda world, which is a completely different art style entirely.
Yes, to say the least.
And, like, and also, like, the Digimon the movie poster is absolutely atrocious.
Is it? I don't... Ooh, let's look it up. Digimon, the
I'll
movie
link it
poster.
To you. It is, like, so cluttered and weird.
In what way is that not perfect? Oh my god, I've got Okay, so one, whose eyes are in the background at the top? I don't understand at all. Also, why are 3 of the people on there? Because they show up for all of 45 seconds. I've got... Okay, I mean, it's a bit cluttered, but it does fall into the, like, perfect kind of symmetry weighted thing that people love to do with posters.
And, like, what I love about this poster, too, like, this is the official theatrical poster, which they also have the website on at the bottom, you know, pretty big, as well as, like, at the top there's, like, you know, Fox Kids, you can watch it on TV as well. There's, like, a limited edition Digibattle game card with every admission.
Yeah, I got that.
Okay, so I knew there were Digimon cards. They're clearly not as big as Pokemon cards.
No.
But were they... So Digibattle, does that mean that there was, like, it was, like a card battling game just like Pokemon?
I think so. I would say maybe in my loose memory, take this with a grain of salt, it was more akin to Yu-Gi-Oh! But I don't know what that means when I say it.
Yeah. I do not remember Yu-Gi-Oh! I know even less about than Digimon.
1 second. I think I've noticed an egregious error, but I can't remember the Digimon's name. Because you've got... Patamon isn't on here. I mean, Angelmon, I think, whatever. That's who Patamon evolves into on the right.
The one that looks like an angel?
Yeah, but the man one.
The man angel, okay.
And then Angel Woman on the left there. Yeah. So what's interesting is in the very late part of the movie, you've got the, like, super cute bunny Digimon thing, who I'm forgetting its name, but it evolves into bunny with guns. And I think he's on the right. And then there's just this mysterious bunny in the middle with one horn that kind of looks like the bunny on the right, but it's just I don't recognize that. It's certainly not from the movie.
Isn't like Terriermon one of them? Is that the bunny one? Or
I feel like that's the one on the right. And then he's just not like there. I don't know who this mystery Digimon underneath Kari is.
Also, with like Digimon designs in general, like with Pokemon, like there seems to be some sort of generic art style that they use for all Pokemon. Like, you can look at a Pokemon in like Generation 1 and Pokemon Blue, and a Pokemon like Pokemon Violet and Scarlet, and like, oh yeah, that's a Pokemon, obviously. But like,
more or less,
I've seen like Digimon that are just like literally like just like a pile of guns stuck together. I've seen Cowboy Digimon. I've seen Cactus Digimon. Like ones that like just like Digimon like that like are just like hot babes. Like it's like what is the consistency here?
There's oh gosh, I don't think there is much consistency, but there is definitely one of them in the later seasons, and I don't know if it's the season with the like Flames dude and Vmon, or if it's the season after that. But one of them is just like a hot babe in like a full-on thong / G-string, and it's like, this is still a child's show.
So the Digidestined, so like they are the protagonists of the Digimon games,
naturally, of course.
So because everything is just Digi in front of it. So like the Digidestined, they're paired with a Pokemon, right? There's like a Digimon. I'm gonna keep confusing.
Thank you, Brian.
Yeah, whatever. So like they're paired with a Digimon, right? So they're partners. So it's almost like like an Ash Pikachu type thing where like you just have the one for the most part, because one guy gets 2 in this movie and it's bad news.
Yeah, because he's a terrible owner and raiser of pets, it seems.
Yeah. And they can just evolve up and evolve down, so they can change up into crazy other.
Yeah, and so that's something that has always bothered me. Hot take on Digimon here. The Digidestins and their Digimon are special in that way, because it honestly seems like all of the villains that they interact with are set at their power levels, which of course are Rookie, Champion, Ultimate, Mega, and then sometimes you have above that, but I don't know if it's janky. But yeah, they can effectively, and then whatever's below Rookie is like...
It's like a baby thing?
Like, yeah, there's like kind of 2 levels below that I never really understood. Like, if we... To skip over Angela Anaconda for a second, because there's one point I do want to talk about in that.
Oh, there's a lot I want to talk about that.
in the intro to the movie, like, the first expository background thing that eventually leads into the third final story, where it's Agumon, the like orange dinosaur kind of T-Rex thing.
I remember.
Yes. So he starts off as like a black puff ball, I don't know what that's called, and then he evolves into Koromon, which I don't know what that is called level-wise either. And then I think Agumon's the rookie. Then you've got Greymon as the champion. Then I want to say like Metal Greymon is the ultimate, right. And then War Greymon is the mega. But don't worry, if he gets really depressed or something, his ultimate can also be Skull Greymon. So I obviously remember some things.
You can give it some Wellbutrin and it'll get back up to its higher level.
Yeah. So anyway, they solely evolve for power scaling. I wonder, it's probably marketing. It was to keep the cute thing on screen. It was like why Pikachu never evolved. You know, He got the speed of being Pikachu, and so he beat Raichu from Lieutenant Surge. Or whatever the heck that plot point was.
I remember that, yeah.
But it is actually a neat little loophole where they get to be the like cool war machines that for some reason kids love. And then they get to go back to the cute thing to keep selling toys and being cute.
Yeah, because like that really does make a huge difference in marketing. Like I was reading something with modern animation in general, how like, you know, the new Garfield movie that came out a couple of years ago, the anime one, they have a scene where Garfield's a little baby and stuff, so you can get a cute little, you know, baby Garfield you can sell like Garfield kitten toys of.
People like cute things.
They did the same thing with that Scooby-Doo Scoob movie that came a few years back. Like, here's Scooby-Doo as a puppy, because like, yeah, cute things sell. And like,
unfortunately.
And like Pokemon is the number one like brand on the planet, right? Like it makes a ton of money.
It's because they're goddamn cute.
Exactly, yeah. And like people have their favorites and stuff, and like, yeah, it's funny because like I just remember as a kid like trying to follow, you know, when back when we were, you know, when the Digimon coming out, like we were used to Pokemon, how like there's like the 150 Pokemon, we have this one set of video games.
151, you fool.
If you had some of the link cable to get a hold of a Mew or some of the game Genie.
It clearly existed in there. It's to say 150 is illegitimate and horrible.
But like also like that was like a big thing with the movie, right? That movie was like, whoa, Mew's in this movie.
Yes.
But
God, that movie was so much better than this one.
That movie's a lot better than this one. I kind of want to rewatch it now because like I don't think it's gonna be that good, but it's gotta be better. It's probably way less interesting than this movie, but it's gotta be better.
I don't know. You've still got Mewtwo's line, like his kind of final line as he turns no longer villain of the like, oh, it's not birthright. It's like what you do with your life that makes you worthwhile sort of thing. And it's really a rock hard line. Anyway, it's a better movie. I haven't seen it in 20 plus years either. Yeah. So that's clearly through the lens of nostalgia, just like this movie when I was excited to watch it. And then I watched it and I was like, God, I just wanted an acid trip.
Last time I saw the Pokemon movie was probably saying I last saw this movie, which is on VHS at a friend's place, like as a kid.
Nice, the way to do it, right?
And like what's interesting with Pokemon and Digimon is that like the Pokemon, like they don't talk, except Mewtwo talks in that movie.
Yeah, but that's because he's like smart boy.
Yeah, smart boy, but like
very smart psychic man.
Like Pikachu just says Pikachu over and over. These Digimons are yapping up a storm the entire time.
Oh my God, the little electric bug dude that's Izzy's Digimon. That thing, I don't enjoy its jokes. They're funny, but they're bad. I hate them.
A lot of the jokes in this are Americanized too, and I was reading.
Frankly, the jokes sometimes killed. Like they were so bad and clearly, you know, placed in for the American audience, but like it was good.
Yeah, and like I can tell, like let's get into the Angela Anaconda short because that's gonna be the perfect segue to what I want to talk to you next. So
yeah, I feel like we should get on that.
Yeah, so again, like you think you're walking into the wrong movie. So it's Angela Anaconda. They're lined up outside a movie theater. Also for the greatest movie of all time is gonna be Digimon the movie.
Yeah, which was correct.
Yeah, and like, oh, do you remember like having to line up outside of a movie theater before reserved seating?
Yeah, it was horrible.
Yeah, I waited in line for like 10, 12 hours for Harry Potter, the last Harry Potter movie, I think.
You are a fool.
Yeah. And like,
I respect
it. Like, decent seats because like they're not going to oversell the theater, right? So you'll still get a seat somewhere, just like you're being a shitty spot.
Yeah, what was the last movie I actually saw that at a line? I don't know, but I remember waiting and like for one of them it was a long time and you sit on the dirty ass carpet, fortunately inside, but on what is effectively inside. Was never outside for me, but you sit on what is effectively concrete with a thin veneer of carpet over top of it. To say that it hurt your tailbone. What a like prehistoric and uncultured time we lived in.
It is kind of like the rush line at TIFF where because you're basically being a seat filler at that point in time, and it's first come first serve, so you do wait hours in line for movies like that. But like, you know, that's kind of
that makes a little bit more sense though.
Yeah, because like that's kind of a, you know, it's first come first serve. Whatever seats people don't show up to a movie, so like, you kind of want to get in. There's like, you know, rare opportunity, but like for like it's like these like kind of the midnight releases. I remember I think the last one was the Avengers in 2012. That was the last one. Like waited like hours in line for in advance.
Oh God, that would have been a cool one to see.
That movie had a lot of hype.
Back when Marvel was relevant and entertaining. Well, it was relevant.
Yeah. I saw all 3 of the Marvel movies this past year, so I got to see Red Hulk in action.
Oh. I should go on record to say, honestly, up until Endgame, they had some hits and misses, and they were basically the same movie over and over again. Mm-hmm. They did a good job at making them fun, though. Like, I should have said this 30 minutes ago, I have the least discerning taste for films and things like that. If you put something in front of me and it's like colorful and fun, I'm probably gonna have a good time.
Which is why I think kids like this movie a lot, because if you understand the logic of the Digimon universe and you're just watching your Digimon friends just battle other Digimon on the big screen, it rocks.
It was great.
That must be the coolest thing ever.
Yeah.
But if you're someone like me going back to like what is this shit? Like I have no idea what any of the dynamics are at all. Like I'm confused.
Don't worry, I can explain all of them to you as we pick this apart.
Yeah, because like even things like, wait, wasn't that Digimon used to be that Digimon, but now they're that now they're bigger or smaller, like and they
probably
talk the same. Like it's just like it's so confusing, and like especially in the year 2000, if you are like, yeah, it's just it's insane. But yeah, so the Angela Anaconda skit is they're way outside to see the best movie ever, Digimon the movie, and her rival Nanette Nanoir got like priority pass, so she gets to skip the line to rush into the theater to see the Digimon movie. Mm-hmm. And of course, they're trying to get the best seat in the house to watch the best movie of all time. You know, so her friend, whose one joke is that she's just like, you know, she's fat, so she eats a lot.
Okay, I was gonna ask.
Yeah, that was her entire thing in the show too. Like
that doesn't seem good, but it's also a 90s show, so it makes more sense.
Yeah, it's Angela Anaconda is pretty much a one joke kind of show. Angela's very vindictive. Which is kind of funny. Got the snobby French-like rival she has. She doesn't like her teacher either. But basically, her rival, Nanette Nanoir, and the teacher sit in front of her in the theater. So she gets very pissed off. So she has this imagination sequence where she's imagining herself digivolving into an Angelamon.
Yeah, and we got to stop right there. That's bullshit. She digivolves into Tai. Like, they just digivolve into characters from the movie, or from the show, I should say. Mm-hmm. So, like, come on, Angela Anaconda creators. You could at least turn them into a Digimon, not the character, like, person character. Yeah. And then the girl whose unfortunate joke is that it's being fat, she evolves into Sora. Again, one of the children characters. What's your shtick here, bud? That's silly. Anyway, continue.
Like, so they're doing battle with the kaiju versions of the teacher and her rival. Oh yeah, and
Mecha Teacher, also not Digimon related. That's Mecha Godzilla at best.
Mm-hmm. And it's just like, again, like you recognize the characters right away, but if you're a parent in this theater, you're like, what the fuck is this? Like, this is like, it's references to things you have no. It's like a prologue to a movie that you're going to see, but like the character that she's even like turning into, like, is he even on the poster of the movie? Like,
yeah, yes, he's the dude with the huge hair on the right.
Oh, right, yeah.
That's Tai, and then you've got Sora is the ginger to the left of him, who is never a functional part of the movie. She's the one that's fighting with Tai.
Yeah,
and then you've got Izzy, and then the girl on vacation, and then the test nerd, and then Matt, who's literally only in it as a supporting character to Tai.
Yeah, and it's like kind of just like even this movie, like it's like. Like it's the cast members are part of this. It's kind of like, why these characters, and like whatever characters in the TV show. Like, I remember the designs of the characters in the TV show. Like half of them are on vacation, not part of the main plot.
It's so weird. Well, because that is basically what the Angela Anaconda part is. Mm-hmm. So to move, if you're okay, to move into the actual movie.
Oh yeah, the final punchline is that they realized it in the wrong movie theater, so they rush out to go to see a different movie.
Yeah, and then Annette Nanoir, or whatever her name is, gets stuck with the teacher and
watching some boring French movie.
Yeah, haha, French people.
Yeah. And then we get to the next segment. But before we get into the next segment, we get the opening credits.
Yes, please God. So this is what immediately clued me into being like, oh, this is reactionary to Pokemon, because this is just the Poke Rap.
Yeah, but this is the Digi-Rap, though.
Yeah, it's the Digi-Rap, and it's the most nonsensical thing, because they just put Digi in front of everything. And then also, I did notice near the end, every word that they created which is this simple formula of digi and then put word after it. They put that up on the screen, so I think kids and parents would know what was being said, but normal words that had digi in them, like digital, they did not put up on the screen because they are normal words that people have in their brains. And it's not like I don't know, digi poop or something.
Like, throughout this whole segment, they have, like, they have the words popping up there, too, but they also have just, like, JPEGs of, like, still photos of these Digimon just, like, floating around. Like, they're almost being dragged around by a mouse on the screen.
It looks very high-level quality of animation.
It looks so cheap.
Like,
yeah, like, it's clearly, you're right, it's clearly trying to do the Poke Rap thing, you know, that because that was a huge part of every episode of Pokemon. And
it absolutely was. At the end of it, it was phenomenal.
Yeah. And then we get into the Pokemon, the actual part of the digital movie itself.
Still no Pokemon.
I'm going to confuse them nonstop. I should say, okay, I just start calling them digital monsters because that rolls off the tongue better for me than Digimon.
Okay.
Yeah, because like
so much longer.
It's so much longer, but like if I say like something Emon, I think Pokemon. Well, I'll see how I do. But
okay,
this is going to be a struggle for me.
I don't remember what my segue was going to be now. But yes, so we transition into the actual movie now, technically in quotation marks. Again, just like loosely calling it a movie because what happened?
Yeah. And they call this part 8 years ago, and this is the Digimon Adventure OVA that we're watching now, the British version of it.
That's a polite way to phrase it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like I didn't get the full runtime differences, but like each of these segments are truncated compared to the original Japanese ones. But this one is focused on, I guess, like a Tai and Kari, their siblings, and it's years before they start getting involved with the show or whatever, and it's their first encounter with Digimon.
Yeah, and for whatever reason, the computer acts weird, and a Digi-egg pops out of it, and then it hatches. Yes, obviously, I've had several. The egg hatches out of it. No, sorry, pops out of it, and then after a day or whatever, it hatches into that little, like, it's quite adorable, but it's like a little black fluff ball. And they have a lovely moment, Kari and this thing underneath the bed, where they sing the Digimon theme song together.
Yeah.
Excellent choice. I'm going to assume that was the Americanized choice, because I can't make sense of it otherwise.
There's the best part of this whole bit is when the cat gets into the room and starts chasing around this thing. And Rockefeller's Cake by Fatboy Slim starts playing. It's just like, oh, the music in this is going to be crazy.
Yes. It was right around there you get a good... I just wrote down, maybe it was before this, but random Funk Soul Brother almost montage.
Yeah. And like I was looking at like what actually plays in the original like Japanese version. It's not that song, of course, but it's just like, some basic kind of like, fun music, but it's like some score. It's not a licensed song or anything. It is such a bizarre choice for the music in the movie. And also like you can see like obviously why like parents just kind of like, what the fuck is this shit. Also, speaking of parents doing what the fuck this shit is, we gotta go back to the Angela Anaconda for a second and talk about the green text.
Okay, yeah, that I'm just gonna hope that it's true.
Yeah, so green text, if you aren't aware, it's a 4chan format for telling a story where basically you just have stories written in green text line by line of how the story went. So it has a photo of Angela Anaconda digivolving into the Angelamon, and the green text says starts off saying, this short caused my parents' divorce. Someone's like, okay, yeah, my attention. How? The green text story. Didn't know at the time that my parents' relationship was rocky. I begged to go see the Digimon movie. Parents agree, but I don't realize it's for them to spend time together as well. Get to the theater, excited about Digimon flick. I can even afford popcorn and drinks. Parents look happy. Angela Anaconda short comes on. Parents also don't speak very good English. My little boy mind can't comprehend what all the fuck going on. Parents are utterly confused by this Canadian fucker running around in a Digimon suit. I start crying and they pull me out of the theater. Mom and Dad start blaming each other for going to the wrong film. Dad throws away the popcorn Mom wanted. Lots of arguing and I'm crying. Get out of parking lot and drive off in a rush. Get into accident parking lot. Dad moves out a month later. Fucking bitch of a whore Angela Anaconda ruined my life.
Yeah. Which, like, yeah, okay. First 5 minutes, I can understand you wouldn't know what the hell's going on.
Yeah. And, like, I think the fact this movie is just so weird to begin with that you can kind of get, like, the Digimon movie has, like, a lot of, like, lore around it and some urban legends such as this that popped up because of how bizarre it is. Like, you can absolutely, I can kind of see why the parents would get upset about this movie. I can see why the kid thinking like, oh my god, like I'm so excited for the Digimon movie and I'm watching this instead. Like,
yeah, I mean, it happened to me. I was confused. but I sat it out. I didn't start crying and break up my parents.
Yeah.
They were already broken up at that point.
But like, yeah, so like as a segment here, it's like they're having this little fun little encounter with this new Agumon thing, and
no, whoa, it's Koromon at that point. Thank you, the little pink ball. Yes, because it evolves, digivolves. Sorry, whatever the black puff ball is into Koromon, the cute fleshy poop bag, as it poops multiple times.
It's crazy that it just takes a shit.
Yeah, and then it randomly evolves into Agumon, a very large Agumon, frankly.
Much bigger than you normally get.
Yeah, and then Kari goes on, like, the most chill adventure with this, what, like, clearly has malicious, murderous intent in its eyes. And she's just, like, vibing the whole time. It wrecks the vending machine, right? And she's like, no, that's not how my mom does it, but only one each, please.
Yeah.
And then it starts firebombing the city.
And it's actually pretty well... The segment I like a lot. Like I think it's a pretty charming little thing. It's a good little introduction to the abilities of these monsters, what they can do. And at this point, we get... the neighbor also gets to see another Pokemon hatch, which becomes a Parrotmon.
You said Pokemon hatched. I'm going to call you on it each and every time.
Parrotmon.
No, you said a Pokemon. And don't worry about it. You can look back in the recording and you'll see a Pokemon hatch is Parrotmon.
Okay. But yeah, they're a Parrotmon hatches. Like, that's, again, like, these things are all called Mons, too. Like, it's just like, come on, be creative.
Yeah, Pokemon's more original than that. But yes, the parrot falls out of the sky and then proceeds to beat the ever-loving shit out of what I think is now Greymon at this point, the dinosaur with the skull.
Yeah, and was it is the point where it starts playing around with the whistle, which Ty uses?
Is that it? I don't remember any of the songs after the Funk Soul Brother, but I just remember enjoying them and also being like, this is probably one of the only movies on Earth that has this many ska songs in it.
Yeah, it's insane the amount of ska in this movie. So this neighborhood being destroyed with so Parrotmon and Greymon are now in a fight right now. Greymon's starting to lose this fight, but Ty grabs Kari's whistle and wakes up Greymon, and Parrotmon gets defeated, and they both return to the digital world.
Yeah, so I want to bring attention to that, because the way that Greymon does it, he does like whatever big mouth attack, but the way that it's shown in the film genuinely looks like the Parrotmon is incinerated to ash. And then they use the same effect on Greymon, and so I am led to believe that he literally just kind of supernovaed the two of them. But it's in that like way that only in animation you can show something like without showing it literally burning up, but it like slowly fades into this. I've always enjoyed this effect in animes and cartoons where it like fades to white, but they like and it's like it's weirdly scribbly, but it really well does a good job at showing them effectively like being obliterated. Anywho, and
Kari's doing all kinds of narration during this part too, and it's like kind of useless for the most part because you're just saying what's obvious on the screen there. But
it was expository, right?
Yeah, but
this is great summary.
In the Japanese version, like none of that, she doesn't do any of this narration at all. But it's kind of just to kind of connect all the parts together, where she can be the narrator in multiple segments.
Oh, that makes more sense.
Yeah. So after like, this battle ends and the Digimon are gone, she's like, "Oh yeah," and everyone who watched this battle happen is Digidestined. It became the Digidestined, who are the children chosen to protect the digital and real worlds together and protect the balance between the bad Digimon, good Digimon, whatever. And like, what kind of surprised me here is like, okay, well, convenient. That's how you get all your protagonists, I guess, for the TV show. But like, no adults watch this either. Like,
no. Well, that's the thing is,
not a lot of panic going on the streets.
No, there's not for what is a fairly large amount of destruction, and I feel like more than the 6 of them watched it. I think even the movie showed more. So it's just poor narration on Kari's part.
I think it's
incorrect.
That's probably something to blame on the guys who adapted it to English rather than the actual original Japanese stuff.
Yeah, I do think if memory serves, which it might not, that was roughly the plot point that the pilot of Digimon uses, being like, oh, these 6 people all saw this crazy thing when they were younger, and then that, I don't know, whatever, as they get older, they get their little digi devices and go to the internet and have adventures.
So what exactly does the Digivice do?
That is, I think, what links them to their, like, I'm not going to say selected. They don't really choose their Digimon. They just are joined to them. And that's the link. And then that is what enables them to, like, selectively digivolve. And so every single time you get a Digievolution, especially, like, in the beginning and at key moments in this movie, you see that the animation always starts with the Digivice of that era, which is effectively, in our world, the toys anyway, were Tamagotchis. I had a bunch of them. They were strange but fun.
I only ever had Dinky Dinos. Those are the ones I had. Tamagotchi,
I don't know what a Dinky Dino is, but it sounds adorable.
Yeah, it's just like, you know, it's an egg-shaped Tamagotchi thing, and it's a little like T-Rex thing that grows up. Which I imagine exactly what an Agumon Digimon thing would be.
Yeah, that's just like all of them, right? Every single Tamagotchi was the same.
Didn't they have like a Pokemon one as well, like Pikachu you could get?
I think so, yeah. It was like a Pokeball.
Mm-hmm.
It was also cool. They were all step counters, basically, which was a fun way to make kids not active and just shake their hands vigorously.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, like I had like just the one growing up. I remember having my Dinky Dino when the New Year's, like for the millennium. So I had it around this point in time. So that was a toy I remember playing with like New Year's when, like, because I remember with the Y2K bug kicking around, like I was like worried that all my toys would kind of get evaporated.
Oh no!
So like I made sure my Dinky
Y2K.
Dino worked. I went and turned on my Nintendo 64 to make sure it still worked.
God bless. God bless.
That was a real panic back then. That was an interesting time to be alive.
Oh, that was huge. I remember going to spend New Year's with like a friend of my mom's, and she had filled the tub up with water because that was part of the fear, was that like infrastructure would crumble with the date changeover, and so they might not be able to like deliver water and things like that to shower for the first bit.
Yeah.
Obviously totally unnecessary. I do think there was an issue. It's just it was easily addressed.
They spent they spent like a lot of money towards like patching software for the date rollovers.
Yeah, which is just like an insane problem to have. People aren't good at foresight. At least they're just not good at foresight.
Yeah. So in this back to Digimon,
yes,
this next segment is called 4 years later, which is based on the Digimon OVA, Digimon Adventure, Our War Game, which is the
good lord.
It's kind of the sequel to the first season of the TV show, and and this is the best part of the movie, I would say. Like, it's probably the highlight for sure.
Oh, without a doubt, it is so much more sparse. I mean, it's all sparse. It's much more sparse than I remembered, but it is the strong point, to say the least.
Yeah, because it feels like there's actually, like, stakes are high. The stakes are incredibly high in this part of the movie. And it's relatively easy to follow, unlike a lot of the rest of them. So Izzy, he's on the computer, of course, and he discovers on the internet there's a digi-egg there, and a virus has infected it.
Yeah, and it hatches super quickly or something like that?
Very quickly, and it's kind of like, oh, what the hell's going on here? And so this Digimon starts like really, really growing up really fast. Like, they're monitoring it. They try to see what's going on with this thing, and they get in contact with their own Digimon partners there. And there's like, I love this little like Habbo Hotel like screen. All these Digimon.
Yeah, that was adorable. And I've got zero context or memory for what that was, why there was an old man in it, or anything. Like, I do know by the main series, I mean like the first set of children. I think that ended with them like going back to the real world and effectively losing communication with their Digimon sort of thing. I don't remember the old man though.
Yeah, it's kind of like, looks like what's his face?
He's just kind of thrown in there.
Who's the pervert from Dragon Ball?
Oh no,
Roshi.
Master Roku. No, Roku, crap. Roshi.
Yeah, yeah, it kind of looked like that kind of someone standing around like that.
He did have that vibe. Yeah,
I don't think he was as much of a pervert.
I mean, maybe. Who knows?
It is
right?
anime.
Yeah, we didn't see much of this old man. He was just taking care of the Digimon, which I think, like, at that point, we only are interacting with Izzy and Tai, and you've got whatever the hell Izzy's Digimon is, an Agumon. I hate Izzy's so much. He's so annoying.
There's also this side plot where, like, Tai gets Sora, like, a hair clip, and she gets all offended because like she thinks he's insulting her hair.
Yeah, that's the side plot that effectively writes her out of the movie.
Yeah, so like,
which is what's happening with all of them. And then
like,
Matt
one of them's
and
on
Ty
vacation, one's like taking an exam and can't fight.
Yeah, not Ty. Who's Matt's child brother? TK, I think?
TK, yeah.
Yeah, he's got Patamon. But, yeah, so they're
Patamon's
like...
the one that actually looks like it could be a Pokemon. That looks like a a four-legged Pikachu with like bat wings for ears.
Yeah, but he evolves into Angelman, or Angemon.
Oh, okay.
So that was... I'm going to say interesting. Take it or leave it. Interesting point from the quote-unquote original series of the first 6 Digidestined. Patamon was the one who, like, TK was part of that crew, and he was always treated as, like, the little brother to Matt, because he physically is. Patamon, like, never frickin' digivolves until the end of the first main villain, who's the creepy clown vampire.
I remember the guy. Yeah.
Yeah, and it was, like, the Deus Ex Machina to beat him was Patamon finally evolves into Angemon, and it's like this crazy,
and it's the most powerful one.
And he just bitch slaps the vampire or whatever. But I always found it funny that like that exceptionally cute and adorable thing evolves into man, but angel.
Yeah. It is such a weird, it's just like. There's like this doesn't have the logic in my mind of like what turns into what.
There's for a lot of the like as far as I remember, a lot of the Digievolution lines, there's like zero continuity, right? Mm-hmm. Like for the 2 main ones, which were Agumon and the fox thing that wears its own fur coat. I don't know. It's strange. I can't remember. Whoever Matt's Digievolution is.
Like a horn.
Yeah, which he plays a bit part in this movie. Mm-hmm. But those 2 are the main ones, and they, as much as Digimon can have a strand of, like a thread connecting the themes of them, those ones make the most sense. Actually, a lot of the Digidestined ones do, but then you've got what I'm basically thinking of is the angel people, right? You got Patamon to Angemon. You've got the cat, who is Kari's Digimon, who evolves into Angelwoman, which maybe that's very woman-forward, because Angelwoman is an ultimate Digimon, and Angemon's only champion. That was a joke. I need to put that on record. It is ultimate versus champion, so Angelwoman is actually stronger than Angeman. But anyway, that was a really long, drawn-out way to say, like, God damn, the aesthetics of some of these things makes zero sense.
And, like, I do like how this... so ultimately this one becomes... this virus thing becomes a Armageddon, I believe. But what starts off as, like... It's like, these things are really names.
He evolves into Infernamon, I think.
Okay.
And then it's Diaboromon.
Okay, I'm looking at something else wrong completely. I'm looking at a design pattern for how these things evolve. So this one starts off with an egg, then becomes almost like a little like gray goop thing with one little eyeball.
Yeah, it almost looks like a 1 or 2 fingered hand. Mm-hmm. It's kind of strange. And then it turns into a creepy little nasty thing.
Yeah, with like long fingers, and it almost looks like a Tim Burton kind of thing, where I'm like a Nightmare for Christmas almost design.
Yeah, and it's at that point that Agumon, like at that evolution, he's eating a bunch of data and stuff, which it's always really funny to see how the internet is represented in this movie.
I love how this early, like this late 90s version of computers and technology.
Oh, it's great. And there is the one point where I want to say they're fighting. Maybe it's Infernmon and he evolves into Diaboromon, but it's literally just a series of like metal tubes / girders, and I'm like, yes, the metal tubes argument holds strong.
Yeah. They got it from Digimon.
Exactly, right? But Agumon and Kabuterimon, or whatever that tiny little ladybug that shoots electricity is, show up, and like nothing. They just launch full out attacks on this thing, like nothing. And then they just get a creepy email being like, so you want to play a game, huh?
It's like Jigsaw from Saw.
Right, and then it's Nuclear Armageddon like 2 minutes later.
Yeah. And so we also find out that they get an email from a kid named Willis.
Was that his name?
Willis Wallace. Apparently, it's different in Japan.
I don't know. I never remember.
Yeah. Like he's like, hey, you need to find a way to slow this Digimon down. And they try. So like, and Ty can't reach for backup because as his friends are all like inconvenienced right now. And so Diaboromon, he starts duplicating himself and.
Wait, sorry, no, I don't mean to interrupt. We got to skip back. There are 2 points that I wrote down that I wanted to talk about. Yeah. Which is, I think, hammers on the wild lack of continuity in this, because they show up Agumon and that tiny beetle thing. Someone's gonna get angry that I don't know that name. They fight briefly. It evolves into Infernamon, and so the bug evolves into Mega Kabuterimon. Oh, it's probably Kabuterimon then. Anyway, Mega Kabuterimon and Greymon, and then people on the internet make fun of them. That's right. They make fun of them for not being able to beat this Infernamon, and so they attempt to. So at that point, they go from rookie to champion. This is important. Listen. So they go from rookie to champion, and then they attempt to digivolve to ultimate, but he shoots them with mouth missiles and knocks them out of it, and then he escapes. Then you flash forward. I'm getting back to the Diaboromon. You flash forward a little bit. They manage to get into contact with Matt and TK, who are on vacation in the country, and so they find I think at this point, internet worldwide is almost down because it's all dial-up, so it's through the phones. He attacks the phone lines.
And also not everyone has a computer easily accessed, so they have to
exactly.
They have to go to a barbershop to find a
Matt
computer.
And TK are at a local barbershop in rural Japan. It's actually a very kind of funny exchange. And then so Matt's Digimon shows up, and then they immediately, with zero context, zero reference to anything, I think it's called Warp Digivolve, and so it's something I think only Agumon and the dog thing can do, and so they go straight from, rather than going rookie, champion, ultimate, mega, they just go rookie, they show you all the animations, and then they end up at mega, and it's bitch, why didn't you do that from the start? Oh, hey, let's not pull the greatest weapon in our arsenal out. Anyway, that's basically up to Diaboromon. But I apologize. I do have one note here that every so often we get real life versus internet life. And I want to point out Ty's mom, who has maybe the best non sequiturs. And then I wrote mom sequiturs there. Because she has these amazing jokes where she's like, oh, do you want to invite this person over? We could make them a 3-bean pasta. And Ty's like, oh, no, they can't come. And she's like, oh, okay, that's fine. I only had 2 beans anyway. And then she, there's 1 or 2 more of them, which I wrote down. I wish I wrote down. Sorry. And they're just they're just so simple. But I found so much joy in that. Well, I only have 2 beans anyway, so it's not a big deal.
And it's this. I like the humor in this too. It sounds like a lot of it came from the American translation, the English translation. I think my favorite joke is when the interest rate totally hacked and it's down, but then the prices just go up. So a guy's trying to buy a chocolate bar.
Yes.
At the store, and the price is checking out at 6 billion yen or something.
Yeah, something ridiculous.
And the guy freaks out and drops she's in the store clerk's just completely not shocked, but oh, this must be a very nice chocolate bar there. Charge or credit or paper or credit card. What do you want to pay this with?
Yeah, just it does a really good job at the very lighthearted humor like that, I think. Yeah. Which I don't maybe that's in the original version. I'm not sure, but if this movie has any true glowing kernel of joy and fun, it's the little one-liners that they put in that are nearly sensical in how they are, and they're just delightful.
Yeah, and it's for kids, right? So it is kind of lay. It's not gonna be that heavy. It's not
no, I mean, of course,
heavy serious issues or anything. But
I feel like it's appropriate to get back to Diaboromon, because I do have next written as the ska virus montage, and I think that's when he's multiplying.
Yeah, what's the song that plays there at that point in time? It's
I don't know. I just wrote down ska virus montage, man. I'm not helpful past that.
The segment has 1 week at the start of it, but
yes.
Yeah, it's pretty good ladies going on, which is insane. It's like the one like non-real ska song that's in the movie.
I don't know. I heard trumpet, so I called it ska.
Oh yeah, I guess so. If it has a trumpet, it should be ska. But yeah. So they they're. It's funny because like they're not in the digital world themselves. They're at the computer trying to monitor these things happening.
It's a very weird dichotomy of them trying to interact with it.
Yeah, because like I'm used to the Digimon show from I remember them being on the ground with them fighting, like just like a Pokemon fight where you're kind of just like on the ground with them. They are
in the trenches.
In the trenches. They're fighting with all the Pokemon.
Yeah,
but in this, it's kind of they're a bit more distant and afar.
It is very strange.
Yeah.
And then it's continue. Sorry.
So Diaboromon is just like kind of consuming more and more data. And to try and, as part of this too, as well as to kind of maybe stop Willis's creator, he hacks the Pentagon system and launches 2 nuclear missiles. One towards where Ty and his buddies are, and one towards Colorado.
Yeah, where it's like loosely said throughout the movie, but this Wallace or Willis kid created this virus Digimon by accident, and so I think he's trying to kill the creator, like kill Wallace or something.
Because
go ahead. I was gonna say like the stakes are just like they go balls to the wall at this point. There's literal nuclear warheads in play.
Yeah, it goes absolutely nuts. And like a big thing with Wallace Willis character is that he, and it's either here or later on where it's revealed that most people have like one Digimon, but he has 2 and stuff, and he wanted even more Digimon, so he tried to create another one.
Yeah, because he has no friends.
Like 1 Digimon should be enough, buddy. Like, I don't know. Like,
yeah, you got 2. They're both so cute, and they ruined them.
I don't know. I have 1 dog, and she's enough. Like, I don't need 2.
Yeah, but I got 2, and like it's great and it's cute, but you forget how much work a puppy is. Oh my goodness! But they do help entertain each other.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, they can wear each other out.
Yeah. Okay, so at this point, Diaboromon has sent nuclear devices. I think there's a 10-minute countdown, and he's, or it, whatever, is multiplying exponentially. It's like 2 by 2 exponential, that sort of thing. And so he multiplies, and then he basically bitch slaps Metal Greymon or War Greymon, whatever the 2 mega evolutions are, right? And then, for whatever reason, Ty gets pulled into the internet. And then this was another thing I really loved, and this was the breakneck pace, and it was clear like how choppy they were making it. But because Ty gets pulled into the internet, and he like goes and he hugs War Greymon, and he gets this description of like, wow, he loved War Greymon so much that he got pulled into the internet. And then the same thing happens for Matt. 0 description. He just comes in and he hugs his cute dog, Death Machine. And then they turn into Omnimon, I think is it. The like amalgamation of the 2 of them. And then he goes on to very rapidly, again, breakneck pace, beat the shit out of Diaboromon. Right?
Yeah, and I like this this kind of arena they're in. It looks like an inside of a digital space.
Yeah, it was like a sphere, right?
Yeah, it's a sphere, and like the look of this looks so good, and the villain Digimon, this like look, the designs like really work in this kind of background there. I like the action scene a lot there. I found the action to be a bit overwhelming because I'm kind of confused by all these digi evolutions and everything, but the action is pretty breakneck, and I like it.
Yeah, it was. I would agree. Like it's a really interesting and pretty like representation of this. I also, as a kid, was drawn to the like kind of evil enemy type things. So like Infernamon, I think Diaboromon was my favorite for a very long time because he's just like, he's very creepy looking. And I think they did a good job on that. He also acts really creepy, and they got that across pretty well in this. It's just that it all happens so terribly quickly.
Yeah, it's probably because they're condensing it from like a 40-minute short to like being like 25 minutes long.
Exactly. Yeah.
Got room for Angela Anaconda.
Yeah, man. I bet this could have been moderately better had they excluded Angela Anaconda. Honestly,
no, that's the best part of the movie.
Yeah, clearly. Okay, but it is. Do you remember how they ended up defeating Diaboromon. It's very important and hilarious.
Yeah, they realize the emails kind of slow it down because there's extra data being sent around. So then everyone in the world wants to support the Digidestined. So they get a swarm of emails coming in to help slow it down. So it's a global effort to help our friends.
Yeah, they DDoS the bad guy.
Yeah.
It's great. And it's hilarious because Izzy, they are getting all of these emails, right? Because it was a plot point that the emails were slowing down the two good Digimon, but then they somehow turned that into Digi-evolution energy to be Omni-Man. And then he just forwards all. Yeah. And I love it, which is that is the death of you in a corporate setting. So kudos to you, Izzy.
Yeah.
Forwards it all, and Diaboromon gets DDoSed by emails, and it's hilarious.
Yeah. And then Omnimon gets stab Diaboromon.
Yeah, and he stabs the clock for the warhead countdown behind him. Also, the warhead still drops in the bay that the city of these people, right? It's terrifying.
Yeah.
Basically an active warhead that just didn't hit anything to explode.
I would love the sequel to this be what the what would the United Nations think of this incident? What is the investigation going to be for this one here?
Oh my god, yeah, it's pretty rough because this dude did a number on the global everything.
Yeah. The stakes are incredibly high. It makes sense to be the final part of the movie, not the middle section of the movie.
Yeah. And then, I think, is that what wraps up? I'm going to call it the middle portion?
Yeah, for the most part. There's one part where, Ty, Ty and Sora kind of, make up a little bit.
Oh, yeah, that was cute.
Yeah, that's nice. And, then also, to tie to the next segment there, the part of the virus still is able to track down Willis and now infects Kokomon.
Right, and then that's how they make it a quote-unquote cohesive narrative.
Yeah. Which it's not.
No, it's not.
So this one's called the short we just talked about was called Our War Game, and with Diaboromon as the villain there. In 2001, so the year after the Digimon movie came out, they released another OVA that had Diaboromon as the villain again. And I feel if they
Diaboromon Returns or something,
maybe and I feel if they just had this middle segment and then another Diaboromon segment with him coming back as a villain, it'd be a lot more cohesive. Because this next segment, Hurricane Touchdown, it's strange because it doesn't feature many of the characters we've already been established with from the first two segments.
No, it's the next set of Digidestined kids, which they're the series tie-in was that in the original Digidestined kids, you had Sora and TK, who were both, I don't know what age any of these goddamn kids are, but they were younger, right? And then they age up a little bit, and they're kind of pseudo de facto leaders of these new Digidestins, which, there's there's also 6 of them. Look at that.
I never watched any of these characters, I don't think I watched any part of the show.
Oh, man, I watched this one a bunch, and then I watched, I think, the series after this, which has one of my favorite Digimon in it, because he's just a dude in armor with a giant shield and a lance. Gallantmon, maybe. I can't remember his name exactly.
I feel if watched a lot of Digimon growing up. If you see any chivalry-related terms and add Mon to it, you'll probably get it right.
Yeah, probably. But that was really fun. So you're right. We have a brand new set of Digi kids that we are not introduced to whatsoever. I think it starts with TK and Kari. So we do have that anchor, and they're in a totally undescribed location, or maybe I missed it.
They're supposed to be in New York.
Well, yeah, it says that later, but you don't know that. And they see Willis, Wallace, whatever the hell his name is, getting his beat down. Yeah,
because he's his Terriermon that's getting in a fight with
Terriermon, yes. Yeah.
And
with Kokomon, right?
Yeah.
Cocomelon?
Is it Kokomon at this point? Yeah, it's getting a fight with Kokomon. It's just that Kokomon has so many different forms. So they witness this big fight happening, and also this Kokomon keeps telling Willis to go back. And this fight, so the fight's over now. Willis and Terriermon are going back to Colorado. And they're all planes and taxis stuff. They're all getting there, and Kari and TK they get attacked by Kokomon, a former Kokomon, who says yells at them hey, don't get involved with this. just like what Diaboromon was saying to them earlier. And
did he say that?
He says like, "Don't interfere."
Maybe. There's no way that was an intentional carry through.
The Japanese version is definitely not. This is just some English hodgepodge. Yeah,
because it's
trying to make sense.
Because it's what about the other kids? Because Wallace makes it back to America. The other kids are randomly contacted and told to, again, I think these are all Japanese kids, and they're just like, "Hey, go to the middle of fuck nowhere in Colorado. Yeah. You have to get your own way there. We'll see you." Right? Like, I think they're 12 years old, maybe 14. Certainly. Anyway, that's never talked about. The main, quote-unquote, main guy who has goggles, who's the tie replacement, he does mention once, like, how are we going to do this? And then they're just there.
Yeah. It seems like they really just yada-yada over the whole thing. And so so this, like, so going back to, like, a big fight there, like, I'm just like, this is, like, all law just a hodgepodge, and, like, just trying to remember, like, what's going on here. It's just like, here's where we get the actual revelation that, from Willis kind of talks about his history and how, like, Diaboromon was from the same virus that got Kokomon, and Willis is kind of that's where he admits, like, he does the little background thing. He's like, "Hey, I had 2 of them." He basically admits that I think they were his only friends, and so he tries to create another one on the computer, and a virus gets into it, and that's how Diaboromon came around. And then somehow Diaboromon, as a wispy wind, infected Kokomon. And then that's the, like, connection to this movie. Also, Wallace spends the first part of this movie being an absolute butthead, just being like, "I don't need your help. Go away. Blah, 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 whatever." And then, like, a flip is switched, and he's just like, "Yeah, okay, come on. Let's order some pizza, and we'll catch a ride to my house. Thanks, bye." And he's like tries to be such a nice guy too. Like, he's like kind of flirty with the girls too. Like,
he's a creepo.
Yeah, I hate this kid so much.
Yes, I love his Digimon though.
Yeah, because it starts off as like a. Kokomon is almost like an ape-like thing.
Yeah, and he's got the really creepy smile, very big teeth, and like a hat that almost looks like a bone helmet. Yeah, and he's got 2 scribbly eyes on it, like a child or someone out of their mind. He keeps attacking everyone.
So, like, what's kind of interesting about this part is, like, it is kind of about, like, hey, like, Wallace there is, like, trying to put down his own dog or something like that because it's gone rabid.
Pretty much. It seems like the most potentially, like, experimental that a kid's show could get, because it's, of what threads are there, it's more, like, depressing and sad.
Yeah. And, like, there's, like, some scenes that are apparently played for laughs that are actually, like, sad in the original Japanese when they lightened it up in the American cut.
I genuinely could not imagine what scenes. This was such a hot mess.
And as part of these giant battles here, and, like all these names I've written down here just blend together for me. So it's just, like... So jump in when you need to. But during this fight, the interesting part is that Kokomon has the ability to, like... de-age them somehow.
Oh yeah, that was weird. But wait, was that... I think he digivolved at that point. Was that after he turned into, like, the floating Sky Bunny?
I think it might be Sky Bunny at this point, yeah.
Okay, which is its own thing, because, like, I think what the middle film did... Not the middle film, the one with Diaboromon is they at least, like, tried to throw out the terms to connect it to things, being like, oh, he's ultimate, or he skipped, whatever. And this one, they're just like, which is, like, maybe good because you don't get weighed down too much, but they just, like, things were happening, stuff was doing stuff, but because he's that creepy Kokomon, and then he turns into the, like, still creepy floating Sky Bunny, and then he gets warped into the even creepier Sky Bunny. But where were we? That's what he is. Yeah, he's somehow de-aging them. We are introduced to a new form of digievolution, which is not explained one bit.
I had no idea what the fuck was going on.
Yeah, so in the next series after the original Digidestined, which is like Ty and people, no clue why, but they don't just like digivolve normally. They have to do it through these like armor eggs. And so you see it, like, Veemon's kind of the best example, where he starts off as... Oh, they also have these brilliant taglines when they digivolve. But he's got that, like, The one that's it looks like a fire egg with a lightning bolt on it, and he digivolves into something, and he's like
spinning around.
Yeah, they call them armor digievolutions or whatever the shit. But so he can do that, but he could also use a different egg to digivolve into so that was like a bipedal dude, like Flamemon or something, and he is flamey, and it's the flames of friendship or something. And then when Wallace/Willis, whatever his name is, and Goggles guy get left behind by the truck, Vmon then uses this armored digievolution to turn into like a quadruped lightning dog thing. And so they they're just kind of like weird like that, where like you get the egg, and that's what then, along with the Digivice, lets them digivolve. It's like there's not
also,
a great.
Weren't they contained to the digital world? Well, I guess in the first segment they're out and about in the real world, but the second segment they're all like in the digital world, like.
Maybe, but by this time they're definitely all in the real world. There's also, I got to bring up one more continuity issue, which is again. Like, there's many. We could be here for hours.
We'll be here all day, yeah.
The one that really caught me off guard was that all of the... So this is, again, we're in the final arc of this, and we're in the new kids, and they all have their little new Digimon, which is whatever that little cute bunny thing is, Vmon. I'm looking at the poster. There's the armadillo, and then there's the hawk thing.
Yeah.
But the hawk and the armadillo start off as whatever their unevolved forms is. And without any prompting whatsoever, you just stop seeing those unevolved ones, and suddenly the evolved armadillo and bird are on screen. And so, like, if you don't have a full understanding of this season, which is, like, to say you actually watched it as a kid, God forbid you're an adult, there's just zero context for why there's now an armadillo on the screen versus a pink blob of whatever. Anyway.
Like, my eyes were just glazing. I was like, okay, yeah, sure, whatever. It's just... these digital monsters is fighting one another, and more and more are popping up there, and like I'm not sure which ones are
they're
which.
de-aging, right? And then that's where Angemon and Angelwomon, again, I think that's actually how it's said, they appear, but then get their butts slapped. But what do? They make the golden guy in the middle, right? Yeah, they get the... so weird. Again, they're like, hey, here's the golden Digi-eggs that we have zero context for, but seem important.
It's kind of like almost like probably like moonstones or whatever, those stones in Pokemon. Like those are the necessary item you need to do specific evolutions.
Yeah, I think pretty much that is probably what their inspiration was, but these golden ones seem to be very important, so much so that you get centerpiece on the poster, right? And then he beats the heck out of Kokomon, and then I don't remember what happens or how.
Yeah, and like with the Kokomon fight, so like Kokomon Wii says like he wants to de-age them all. Like the go back is supposed to mean go back to when the virus first attacked, and
so kill me.
So
he asked me to
kill me, get rid of me, put me down, and so Kokomon gets like the golden Digimon gets swallowed by Kokomon, I think, and
yes, and this is when he's the like super creepy form.
Yeah, and it defeats Kokomon, and so everyone's kind of a safe at this point in time, and Wallace is giving some sort of like monologue, or someone's giving a good monologue at this point in time, and talking about how like sometimes like you have a nice little change in tune where you are, and you see Kokomon again, but he's happy now. And All-Star by Smash Bros. Starts playing.
Is perhaps the most perfect moment in cinema.
Because like, I was just so baffled and confused. My brain was fried. And now I was like, okay. All right, Smash Mouth is in this movie.
Yeah, and then, like always, Smash Mouth welcomes us home. It doesn't matter what state your brain is, what your life's doing, what's going on in the world. Smash Mouth will always be there.
Yeah. Yeah, and the movie just pretty much just ends, like, right? They, like, all the friends
super
are all
abruptly.
Back together abruptly. And, like, considering this movie has, like, 3 separate whole plot lines and, like, a dozen characters that never really interact with one another, it's just, like, yeah, that's it. We have no more material. The movie's over. Go home, kids.
Yeah, and they play, what's the credit song? Yes, which I had misplaced that to somewhere earlier in the movie. So I was literally waiting for it the whole movie, and I was like, "It's the credit song? Are you
Which
kidding
is so
me?"
funny because it's the Japanese movie.
We're the kids in America.
Catchy song. Catchy song.
I do. So I made a lot of notes. I took one printer piece of paper, and the first movie, Angela Anaconda, the first bit, the second bit, all took up one page. And then on the other side, which was exclusively for this last portion, I've only got one note. And it just says, he's got pants now, he says to the bunny with Gatling gun hands. And so that, I needed to bring that up, and I made a note of it, because it's just one of those lines, again, that, like, absolutely tickled me. I loved it.
I love
that's when... It's sorry. Go ahead.
No, I just like this. But the bunny with Gatling guns is just like, okay. Well, I guess they have like can evolve to have guns in their hands now. Like,
okay. So Digimon, I think at their core are Pokemon, but what if guns and war?
Yeah.
And so that bunny, Gargamon or something, which is terrifyingly close to Gargle, but he's like quintessential, just like. What do you mean he's bunny with two Gatling gun hands?
Yeah.
He's technically still got digits, but I do need to. So the full context for this line, I don't remember it actually. It's maybe it's the first time that I think the other guys, like not Wallace, Willis, whatever his name is, are seeing Terriermon evolve, and one of them just says he's got pants now. Again, to this rabbit who has two massive Gatling guns for hands, but he's wearing pants now, guys.
Yeah. It is just like
it's wild. It's
so
a good.
Wild movie, and like it's funny, like having like you kind of help me guide me through his experience there. I'm just imagining.
You're so welcome.
Thank you so much. Like I'm just like wondering like what the parents thought back in the day, like in the theater, like okay, Digimon. My kids watch Digimon on TV. I don't know what the movie has been. It's a Friday night. We're going to the movies, watch something. It's 2000. We could be watching like Gladiator or something instead, and like. And it's like watching this, which is the most confusing mess ever. But if you're a kid and you've been watching these TV shows, it all makes sense. But also, if you're not someone who's but if you're a young kid and don't really need to know how things work per se, then it probably works really well as well too, because you can just you're watching cool things on the screen, you're watching creative design, some solid animation, and you're just watching some. Things explode on the screen. Things punch each other on the screen. Shoot guns at each other on the screen. Like, it's a child-friendly violence.
Yeah, it's colorful. It's fast-paced. There are some fun things and lines that a child would absorb. But I would honestly imagine a parent going to see this who has next to no context would be like you during this whole thing. And then the child would be me, but they don't have the adult perspective of like, wow, a lot of these things were really disjointed.
Yeah.
They just skim over it because it's like, I remember, I can't believe I still have this in my head, which means I don't have room for other things. Fantastic.
You have a PhD.
In apparently Digimon. Like, ask me a question about chemistry, or why does he become Skullgreymon? I actually don't know why he becomes Skullgreymon. I think he was like really depressed or something. Why does Greymon become Skullgreymon?
Such a wild universe, and like it's funny because I think like if you're just throwing any kind of random Pokemon story, be it an episode or a movie, it's going to make a lot more sense. I feel there's a lot less. The rules are simpler in the Pokemon universe than Digimon. Because Pokemon,
so much
there's
so.
the one
oh
world. You're a Pokemon trainer, and you just live in the Pokemon world with the other Pokemon. This has like the Digimon, the digital world, the human world. Sometimes they go back and forth between them. You have the Digivice, you Digi-evolutions, so you go like up 4 levels or down 4 levels.
Yep.
There's no coherency or consistency in the designs at all.
Rarely.
And like there's only 6 people that can do this at a time. Like become pals with these digital monsters, but sometimes they age out of it and get more ones popping in. It's a very confusing movie, and I was like looking at the reviews for it at the time, and the reviews for it were not great because again, like they're talking about how like there's no plot, there's no characters, and it's very alienating to anyone who has no idea what the plot of the TV show is. And I feel like because it is very much based on the TV show too, because Digimon is a multimedia franchise, and like I was looking at the timeline of what came up first. It was the like the TV show and that first OVA were in production at the same time. But what actually came out first was the Digimon, like the Tamagotchis existed before, of course, but the Digimon World PlayStation 1 game came out before the TV show did.
Really?
Which I did not see coming. Like, they both came out in 1999. There's like multiple mediums they're drawing upon for this movie. For being a film that's usually for movies, you're adapting something to a movie, you're trying to make it approachable to all audiences, right? So like you're not trying to make people confused or anything. But this one, just by its nature,
they didn't get that memo.
No, not at all. And like I can see why critics absolutely disliked it point in time, and I find this absolutely fascinating because it is a movie that like you would not get a movie like this anymore that is just not willing to explain itself at all and just assumes that you have watched two seasons of a TV show and you can just follow this absolute nonsense plot lines. And the fact
these
that
these are like long seasons by typical standards, because you would have had to watch like the entire original series. I don't know what their season breakdown is, but like you need to know the original Digidestined kids as well as the new Digidestined kids.
Yeah.
And like, oh my goodness, they're not short.
Yeah, I'm looking it up right now. So it's 54 episodes in the original run. And
that's it? No way.
Yeah.
And then they're done Apocalypse Mon by the end of that.
Yeah, and then 50 episodes in the next run.
Okay, so that's shorter than I thought, but still, that means 100 episodes to quote-unquote fully understand. I feel like I'm saying quote-unquote a lot, but this movie really needs it.
Yeah, because you're able to understand it a lot more than I can because you just have the extra
so much
osmosis with it. You have and this is a movie that like you don't get movies like this where it just doesn't expect you to. It's not trying to teach you anything how it works. And I think just by the nature of being all cut together the way it is and trying to rush it out to begin with too, you don't get movies like this that are like, okay, well, fuck, what do we do for music now to try and appease the audiences that might not even know what anime is? And
Smash Mouth.
Get some Smash Mouth in there. Get some
ska.
Get some bare naked ladies playing in it. Like it's
they're all in it. Sorry, what is very funny about the music to me as well is that they are such short snippets, which is probably due to the expensiveness of the licensing, maybe more than anything. But it is just very funny that it's like, this is 15 seconds of a song that literally gonna be amazing in this scene.
Yeah, it's a fascinating artifact, and like we're probably not going to ever get adaptation like this. Like the fact that this is an anime film that does not truly exist in Japan, but it's all Japanese animation just because it's all stitched together in such a bizarre format. Yeah, it's unique.
Honestly, in a not ragging on it way, I don't know of, and I don't have discerning taste, so I don't really have the knowledge, but like there's no other movie like this. This is a absolute slightly charming mess.
It's like a perfect time capsule to the Wild West of the Western world trying to understand what anime was in the 2000s.
Yeah, it's a perfect idea of how wrong they got.
Yeah, and like, you know, because like it's funny because like anime was getting popular. Like Pokemon was huge. Like clearly they're trying to capitalize on that success too. But like Dragon Ball's been going for a long time too. There's other animes that are popping up on TV as well that people are watching more and more of. But like theatrically in North America, it was like at this point it's probably got Princess Mononoke in the theater, a couple Pokemon movies, and this is like probably the fourth major anime movie that people are seeing. Like
that is like earth shattering to think about to me.
Unless I'm missing some major ones, but like
I don't know.
There weren't too many anime movies at this point in time coming out because like it really was Hayao Miyazaki who kind of broke the mold for Western stuff, but like a lot of the stuff weren't getting theatrical releases because they're like even the dubs weren't even high quality at that point in time until like Disney started taking over it. But like,
they're so rare today. Even it's sorry, I'm just like thinking about where all of this kind of started with like the Pokemon, the Dragon Ball Z, and Digimon, and like to now think of where we are, where we limited runs, but like we're actually getting, you know, they're technically anime movies, but it's like the pre-releases for new seasons. You get like the first 3 episodes. Like that was, I remember when Spirited Away came to the theater and it was like a limited, was a huge deal. And now, you know, Netflix for all of its flaws and issues, but anime is a huge proportion of its stock and its draw. Like it brought on, what was a huge one? Frieren. That was like an incredible anime, and that's one I think hugely watched, and they brought it on as like, I think they have both the dub and the sub, but like it's becoming a big component of its online stock now is anime, and it's kind of interesting to see that it used to just be kids shows, and also they would do things like the Digimon movie to it, and now it's like, okay, no, you just enjoy it. Here you go, please.
And like the dubbing for this, like they got people who were like part of the TV show already, so it's not like they were doing a fresh dub.
Yeah, they were I think the original voices for it.
Yeah. So it's not like, but like even so, like the voice work is pretty good in this movie. Like I have no complaints about it at all. It's not like it's like shoddy voice. Like some of the narration is kind of cheesy and useless.
Yeah,
they
but it's
over
all like
explain
good
the most obvious things
acting.
that don't explain the things they need to explain.
I feel like that was kind of for the show, not the not explaining things, but like it was a kids show, so they definitely over explain things. But yeah, they definitely missed on some things too. It is, yeah, it's an oddity of a little movie, and I kind of genuinely want to go see the short films now, or like find them and watch them to see what they were supposed to be.
Yeah. There's some rights issues with this movie. So like this
really?
movie, I found the link on archive.org. I'm not sure if you watched the link I sent to you.
I did, yes.
Yeah. And because there's rights issues with this movie, because I'm pretty sure it's probably the Angela Anaconda short that's prevented this movie from being on streaming. But they actually took a couple years ago, they released Digimon the Movies, where they took those three movies and packaged together in like a Blu-ray set and did a full redub of them with this voice cast.
Oh, is that on? Oh, I see. Yeah, Digimon the Movies.
Yeah. So that exists now, and so like that's kind of one way you can probably actually experience these stories as they're probably meant to be. But I don't think they're going to have like the Rockefeller skank in them and have all the music.
It would be very interesting to see what they are. Maybe someday if I'm super bored. I've got one quiz question for you, which this is perfectly suited to an audio medium, but I'm going to send you a picture.
Okay.
Because this is one of my favorites. So you've got, for all of those in the know, I've just shown Brian a picture of Palmon, which, if I may describe it, is very Bulbasaur adjacent. So you've got this, it's bipedal, its feet are roots, and that turns into a pudgy little sphere body with like dinosaur spikes like a Triceratops on it. And it's got two large hands that are leaves, and they terminate in these three janky looking purple claws. The head, cute, big, giant eyes, kind of weird smile with teeth coming out of it. And then on the top of its head is this beautiful flower of some sort with a stamen in the middle. Now, Brian, if I was to ask you what you think this would digivolve into, what would you guess?
Okay, I'm guessing because it's green and kind of dinosaur. I think it's kind of the Bulbasaur kind of thing. I think it's turned something almost like a Stegosaurus, a Triceratops, some sort of dinosaur-like thing, but green.
Okay, so you've got the color right. And I will give the Digimon creators 1 point for that they kept it in the plant family. But would you have ever guessed a cactus with punching gloves?
I would not have.
Yes.
So this photo is a Togemon, and it's a cactus that's walking on two legs, has like little like orange tuft of hair on top of it, and like three holes like a jack-o'-lantern circles for its eyes and mouth. It has two red boxing gloves on.
Yeah, it's got these two, like, meaty arms and then massive punching, like, boxing gloves. Like, comedically red and huge.
What an insane franchise. What are they smoking over there? Like,
I mean, absolutely, but... Yeah, I don't know. Digimon. It is a very fun world.
Yeah, and it's still going, too. They're still making... I'm not sure they're still making... TV shows, but those movies are coming out too. Like,
there's movies, there's games. I know. I heard. I think it's like Digimon Survive. Maybe was a visual novel or something. I heard it was supposed to be pretty good, actually.
And I think there was like some like Cyber Sleuth. I think was another game I heard was pretty good. Digimon Cyber Sleuth.
Maybe that's the one I'm thinking of.
Yeah, so
Digimon
like,
Survive.
It's
Digimon Survive
still
exists.
going, but like, of course, it's not as big as Pokemon because what else is as big as Pokemon?
Nothing.
It's a bizarre, it's a weird franchise, and I thank you so much for joining me today because this is a kind of a fun kind of a because like I was trying to think of the anime movies to cover in the podcast, and like when I saw the director of like the original OVAs, Mamoru Hosoda. He's also directed like Girl Left Through Time, Summer Wars, Wolf Children. He has a new movie called Scarlet that I saw at TIFF. Which is basically like it's a take on Hamlet, where Scarlet's the Danish prince of Denmark. She gets killed by her uncle, and she gets in this netherworld. She's trying to get her revenge, like the afterlife, against her uncle. And
cool.
I thought it was really good. It was funny when they even announced him as like, introduced him for like the Q&A introduction of the movie. Like, oh yeah, the director of these movies, this movie, in Digimon the movie. Like, really? He did this one? As I was looking at I was watching more of his movies this year, and I was like, oh, this movie has a cult following. And I was like looking at the director, like, oh, this is a movie to talk about. This movie sounds fascinating. And it's kind of just like, I'm glad like I offered a couple of anime movies to watch. I'm glad I picked this one, because it's kind of just like, I think we got the gist of why we didn't work at the point in time. What we're saying. Yeah. I think I'm the father who's being dragged to his kids to see the movie, and you're the son that's eager and knows what's going on.
This makes me uncomfortable, but I'm okay with it, because like, I don't know, this was a huge part of my childhood. Thank you.
Yeah, and it's just like, it's a true artifact of a very specific time.
Yeah, and I genuinely, I'd wanted to come on for a while, but again, due to the fact that I am not a particularly discerning audience, I could never think of a movie that I could discuss whatsoever. And then you sent me a few. I don't remember any of them. I just saw Digimon the movie, and I was like, yeah, bud, okay, just send it, please. Because it's such a, I don't know, weird, delightful thing. I have not seen this, I think, since I saw the original theatrical release, so all my memories of it are truly, like, steeped in nostalgia. Not anymore, but they were steeped in nostalgia, so it was an absolute delight, because I remember way more of this than I should.
And I remembered way less than I thought I did.
You're welcome.
I think I was conflating a lot of the TV show with the movie. Like, I thought that some of the villains from the TV show, I thought, like, oh, that's obviously the big bad from the movie. And like, no, I think I just remember story arcs. And yeah, so this movie, I remember the
Seedramon was in the TV show.
Yeah, I remember the first segment of this pretty well, of like them being younger. That's what I remember the most.
I think that was, of this 3 of these, was it maybe the most fully coherent? Like, I enjoyed the Diaboromon.
And end.
Yeah, like, it had a true act structure. I enjoyed the Diaboromon one more, but like, although again weird, it kind of told a story. Anyway, we're getting back into the discussion again. Yeah. I'll save you from that.
Truly, the best part is the Angela Anaconda short, I believe. That's my favorite part.
I can't, in all seriousness, agree with you, even as a joke.
Yeah.
Horrible. Was so weird, and I love it, but it makes no sense.
Mm-hmm. Well, thank you so much, Mike, for joining me.
Thank you so much for having me. And if you can think of anything even remotely like this again, please let me know, because I would be happy to come back.
This is fun.
Godspeed in editing this.
Yeah, this is going to be a fun one. So anything you want to plug?
No, I'm not on anything anywhere. I live in a weird little bubble of not social media, so what's up?
Lucky bastard.
Yeah, that's it. I got nothing to plug. Open an organic chemistry textbook. I don't know. What do you? So what do people usually say? I got cute dogs. Yeah.
All right, well, you can follow me, because I'm on social media rotting my brain.
You should follow him, yeah. He's cool.
Yeah, I'm on Twitter, Blue Sky, and Letterboxd at bwishart. You can also follow MoviePod on Twitter, Blue Sky, YouTube, and Instagram. I'll have all the links in the description. You can also please send in any emails for if you have any fun movie-related stories or any questions or concerns. Kind of want to see how I can evolve this podcast over this upcoming year. So yeah, any ideas, just send them my way to moviepodmailbag@gmail.com. And next week, I don't have anything lined up. I'm taking the week off. I've been doing this every week since August, so I feel like I need to just take a little bit of a pause. But I have some
right into the new year.
Interesting guests. Nothing firmly in place at this point in time, but I have some interesting ideas, interesting guests who have agreed to be on the show. In 2 weeks' time, when MoviePod will be back, take care.